I wish everybody in the world was as into listing as I am. Maybe not everybody, but just more people. People with more broad interests than what I have. I wish there was more comprehensive lists out there. Because if there's one thing that I value above everything else in society, above everything else, it is comprehensive lists. The level of excitement I feel when I open a Wikipedia article called List of PlayStation 2 Games, and it is a list of every motherfucking PlayStation 2 game that was ever created, my boner goes right through my pants. Right through them. Because it's complete. It's all there. I can look through this list and I can categorically cross off every game I'm not interested in. Then I can, with a red line, I can put a green line through every game that I've played. And I can put a yellow circle or something next to every game I want to play. And now I know every PS2 game that I want to play. And one day, I can play them all. That's why a comprehensive list is so powerful. You know what there is no comprehensive list of? Restaurants in your city. Now, you can feasibly try to put one together by opening up Google Maps, typing in restaurant, and then writing down all the restaurants. However, there's a lot of problems with this, namely, for instance, that Google Maps is finicky as fuck and will give you different results based on how zoomed in you are on the area or what particular word you used. Like, sometimes you type in restaurant and it does give you the cafes, but it doesn't sometimes, or its parameters of restaurant are vague or something, or it gives you a fucking grocery store. Like, you know, it's complicated. It's not as simple as if someone just, like, found out what every restaurant in town is and made a comprehensive list, and then I could go down that list and eat at all of them. Because that's what I would do. That is exactly what I would do. And it's what I might do. I might fucking do this. Like, I might put together the list myself because it's that important to me and I'm that frustrated that nobody else is doing it, that this isn't a common thing, that every city doesn't, like, when you land in the city, like, immediately hand you a brochure of all the restaurants in the city. Like, that is what makes sense to me. Because I'll try them all, you know, like, I don't trust anybody else's review of them, first of all, like, unless they had, like, a really bad review, like a 1-star all around, like, you know, most of the people who write bad reviews of restaurants online are, like, seem like they're shitty people. Like, when you read a negative review and it's like, oh, the server was such a bitch, I asked for this incredibly complex thing and they didn't deliver on it, and that's the person who writes the negative review, you know, like, so I don't trust those. But and you know, if you have a bad experience, whatever, it just means you can cross that place off your list of places you'll return to, you know, which I've done with plenty of places. But I want a fucking list, because I'm only going to live in Rochester for a year. And Rochester's a huge city. Like, I live in a town of Rochester, and I have eaten in, like, most of the restaurants in this town. And that's at least, I will at least complete that list. I could complete that list by the end of the year, probably, because I've eaten at most of them. But, you know, I want to complete every restaurant in town, and then hopefully make my way out into the greater Rochester area and find out what's there. Because I want to be complete. I want to know, like, empirically, what are the best restaurants in town. And then when I've whittled it down to just the best, then my eating experience from then on is going to be fucking incredible. Because I'll know, like, okay, right now there's like a sort of pool of restaurants I go to. And it's partly based on distance, because I'm not going to drive. Like, yeah, the best restaurants in town are downtown. You know, I'm not going to drive 20, 30 minutes every day just so I can eat a great meal. I would rather drive 1 minute and eat fast food a lot of the time, you know? But if it's, if it's worth the drive, I'll go the extra distance. So convenience is the number one factor in what places I return to. Price is also a factor, though. I'm not going to eat at a steakhouse every night. So it's these two, convenience and price. And once I've figured out what every restaurant is, I know what is the most convenient and what is the best for its price. And where do you go? Where's the best date place? What place has the best atmosphere? What bar plays music that doesn't make me want to kill myself? Which I know, for instance, the bars nearby, near our house that we've been to, mostly play country music, and it's fucking insufferable. But the one that's, like, right in our neighborhood plays, like, classic rock. Tolerable. Then there's a place downtown called the Bug Jar where we saw a concert that plays, like, punk rock. Awesome. That place had great music, great atmosphere, and it's a really fucking cool bar. Aside from the fact that it is uncomfortably left-leaning. Like, I'm a left-leaning guy, and I was uncomfortable with how openly against anything slightly to the right this bar was in just its, like, iconography and stickers, But anyways, it's a cool bar, and if it was near me, I'd go there all the time, but it's a 30-minute drive, and for a bar, it's kind of important to be nearby, But at least the one in walking distance plays classic rock, so that's cool. But, like, yeah, you can't figure that out unless you go to all the bars, You can't just stop at the first bar, and like, there's also things you don't know about these places until you go to them. Like, for instance, Google Maps probably would not list the place near my house as a bar because it's also a fancy restaurant. And I had thought it just was a fancy restaurant until we went there one night after they were already done serving food, and it turned out it was a bar. And we were like, oh, fuck, this is perfect, We had gone to all these other bars, like, trying to find, like, being really disappointed that there wasn't one close enough to our house because I could never drink enough. Like, I couldn't go to a bar and get drunk because I'd have to drive home. And we're kind of out of range of Uber. We're kind of out of the way, So finding out that this fancy restaurant in walking distance of my house was actually a bar was, like, life-changing. It was like, oh, we have a bar. Like, there you go. Had to explore to figure that out. I've completely lost the plot on what I'm talking about here.